All right, so this is morning. Let's get ready for the day. We're going to do a little quick unedited LuuLuu and get it together. So I've changed up my toner to this Good Molecules Niacinamide Brightening Toner. Love it, love it. All right, so let's talk. Let's talk. So I got a few things in my head and I wanted to talk about. So, I know a lot of y'all found me, liked me based on the last thing I talked about, my unedited, about creative burnout and why it's coming up and unsustainability. So I want to talk about a few things, though. I want to make a few things clear. Let me get my water because my voice sounds terrible. So hold on. All right, so let's go. I'm putting on my eye cream. So some of this I'm not going to be in your face because I'm doing this. All right, so let's talk. So I wanted to start out because I've been on this. I'm calling it fragrance flexing. And the reason why I'm saying that is because, honey, we are in a space, and that's kind of what I was talking about in reference to how, the female fragcom is. It's all about the fragrance flex, whether it's you're getting the new fragrances, even the Middle Easterns now, which are super trendy, or being that niche person who's always getting the niche, but wait a minute, but you shop at Neiman Marcus and you go to, you have essays. Those are the fragrance flexers. And the ones who are even doing the Middle Easterns, and a lot of the fragrance flexers will go and deign to get those, Middle Easterns and everything because they're popular. So, a fragrance flexer is going to flex, and a lot of them are flexing in whatever way. You have the ones who are now rushing to get every Middle Eastern possible. I would love to see their collection, though. How many are they actually keeping? Because them damn things add up. So, because in a minute I had like 40 or 50 of them things around. So, with everybody, with the onslaught of Middle Easterns, I'm just curious to see how many people are what their collections look like. I'm just curious. I'm just really curious about this. I'm using this. This is this Peter Thomas Roth Water Drench Hyaluronic Cloud Hydrating Toner Mist. I've had this for years sitting here. I used up one. I'm finally trying to use this one. The only thing I don't like is the mister is terrible. Okay, it spits out. It spits out. All right, so here we go. I feel good. I'm moving fast. Okay. But what I really wanted to talk about was PR, affiliate marketing, and everything, because it's getting this really bad name. And so let me make this clear. I don't think there's anything wrong with PR. I think it's necessary. I think that as a person who does things like this, see, y'all quick to like get on this bandwagon and be like, yes, them people who getting PR are terrible. No, not every person who gets PR is terrible. They need to disclose it, but they also need to be more honest with their reviews. Now, let me say this. That doesn't mean they're not being honest. Maybe they really do love these fragrances. I think we're so quick to say they got to be lying that we don't give things a chance. Now, what I will say is when you hear certain words coming from everybody, that means that that's a talking point. So if you hear similarities from the people who are getting PR, then there's a talking point involved. Now, what you're going to find, which is funny now, is everybody's going to try to, the ones who get PR are going to try to be a little honest about things, about the PR, to like say, now they're not going to tell everything, but they are going to say things to make you say, oh, okay, they're being honest, and make you go, okay, I love them again. But let me say this, PR is necessary if you're going to do things like this. Y'all know this is an expensive thing to do. This ain't makeup. Makeup, you could be doing makeup and not spend that much at all. But when you're talking about fragrances, we are talking about we're buying bottles that are $200-$300 and up, considering some of these people are buying them retail. So if you look and see how much they're buying, you could do a quick like mental math and come up with there's a lot of money being spent. And if you're continuously doing that, it can become economically unfeasible. So getting PR takes some of that off. Now, the thing about PR, and like I said before, it's on us as creators to be honest about the PR and be willing to say these companies won't give me PR again because of it. And here's the thing, say that shit. If you say something and you're honest about your opinion about it, it doesn't last. It smells similar. Do you really need it? No. If you say those things about a specific fragrance from a brand, and they say, fuck you, bitch, and they never reach out to you again, especially the bigger ones, then move accordingly and let people know. See, don't be scared to say that shit. Don't be scared to say that shit, because it's necessary. Now, on the next space, it's affiliate marketing. Let me just tell y'all something. I'm going to say this real clear. I'm going to need people to stop trying to tell people how to make their money. That's it. That's fucking all. Now, let me say this. When it comes down to affiliate marketing, we already, most of the time, we are already repping these spaces, these brands, these things. Now we're just trying to make a little money off the people who are listening to us and going and purchasing. That just fucking makes sense. Hell, I've got some affiliate links, and it's not like they're making me a whole lot of money. But the reality is I tell y'all to go to Joma Shop. I talk about Triple Traders. I talk about Fragrance Net. Why wouldn't I try to make sure that, okay, since I'm sending money their way, that I don't get something in return? For someone to say something's wrong with that, that is an elitist statement saying that, here's the thing, they don't need the money. They don't need to supplement whatever they're doing because they're making enough to afford it. And whatever they choose to do on these platforms, they're able to maintain and are okay with putting it out of all of their cash. Where some of us are like, shit, I'm spending all this money. I'm telling people to go here. I would like to get something for this. You know what I'm saying? I tell y'all to go to Joma Shop all the time. Hell yeah, I want to be an affiliate marketing for them. Get a little coin off of all my recommendations. Say, yeah, I got this there, and it's a super good deal. Hell yes, yes. Now, for me, will I I do affiliate marketing with other companies that I really don't shop at? For me, that's a no, but that's a personal thing. But understand, people are just trying to maintain these channels that y'all like to watch. So to tell people that they can't fucking figure out a way to help pay for this damn channel is ridiculous, and you don't have that right, and other creators don't have the right. Listen, I don't have any problem with anybody making their coin. I don't. Now, I might not choose to help make that coin sometimes, but I ain't gonna knock your hustle. That's the one thing I'm not gonna do, is knock your hustle for figuring out a way to help offset the amount of financial outlay that people are putting out to put out content. Now, do we have to put out content? We absolutely do not. We don't have to put out content, but we do. We enjoy it, and you enjoy watching us. So to brand people who have affiliate marketing links, to brand people who actually get PR is wrong. It's all about how they're doing it, and everybody's doing something different, and everybody has a right to figure out how they're going to maintain these channels that you all enjoy. Now, before y'all get in, you don't have to do it. You are absolutely right. None of us have to, but we do, and you all watch it, and we enjoy doing it. So, like anything, hell, I work a job. This is a job. We videotape. We buy things to show. We sit here and we edit and we do all things. This is like a part-time job. So a part-time job should pay you something, even if it's not a lot. Like my little coins that I get ain't that much, but it's enough to offset a few things, pay a credit card bill, do something with, right? Surprise me and say, ooh, I could go buy something for my garden. Things like that is what it does. So to say that, or hell, some people to the point where they stop working and they are doing this 100%. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I'm going to need everybody to get out of this space where we're going to be so judgmental about how people figure out how to make their money. Now, if you feel like they're being disingenuous, then stop watching them. Because everybody ain't going to feel that way. And they have every right. And I talk shit about people. And I talk shit about things. But I don't care how they do it. Honey, if they disingenuous and everybody watches them and they make their money, more power to them and their money. So let's get off of that. And I don't, so yes, I talked about the unsustainability of it from the standpoint that we are doing that, of how it's being handled. But I did not talk about how people make their money or how they should spend their money. I'm just saying that it's unsustainable at the rate we're going. And it's going to become not as lucrative. And that's for real. Now, let's talk about something else before I get off of here. I talked about recently, and I pulled it because I know how people can be, so I pulled it for now. I talked about some things that happened in the fragrance community in reference to some black men, and I talked about it from a racism standpoint. Now, during that conversation, somebody also said that this has actually happened to somebody that was a person of color, right? A white man. Now, even before I had finished saying that, I said, well, let's just be honest. The two people involved who feel, one has definite receipts on why, that he was asked to do this. Number one. Number two, what I said was afterwards, I said, well, it's also, let's be honest, about their aesthetic. It's not that they're necessarily racist in reference. It can smack of racism, but it really smacks of elitism. Because what it is that these brands don't want these particular people talking about it because of their style. Not, and so once they say, and I will admit that it could be also with any person of any race, their style, which could be a little more urban, which could be a little more country. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So whatever this style is, these companies are trying to say, don't talk about our fragrances. Number one, if I pay for something and I want to fucking talk about it on my channel, you ain't gonna tell me I can't. And then to try to report people for it is insane. And so here's what I'm gonna say. Whether or not it's about racism or not, that is from a business standpoint, I fuck you. And the reason why I say that is because how dare you tell somebody you didn't give them this shit, you ain't paying them for content, you're not doing any of this. They're buying and talking about your fragrances because they want to, because they choose to, and usually it's in a positive manner. You just don't like the positive manner. It doesn't fit with your luxury aesthetic. Well, fuck you and fuck your luxury aesthetic, because how dare you don't have the right to tell somebody on their platforms, on social media, because see, you're okay with other people talking about you because you feel like they promote your aesthetic. Like I said, there's other people that they're not bothering, which makes sense, but these two in particular have a certain aesthetic which is a little more urban, would be considered urban, hoodish. So therefore they don't want them talking about their brand. On the flip side, it could be any person of any color, any race that is saying that. That's number one. Now, number two, I did speak of it from a racism standpoint, which I then flipped in the middle of it after I was told about a white person having the same issue. Apparently, some people were offended, said I was race baiting and all this other shit. So let me just say this, and I'm going to say this very clear. I don't do that. I'm not a race baiter. We know this. I talk about things from and I'm not even going to justify what I speak on. What I am going to say is this: I'm a black person, and sometimes I'm going to talk about race, and I'm going to talk about the inherent racism within any system that we are in our society. And to be offended if I say it, that means that some of those words hit home to you. Are some of the things that you might agree to, that you might think makes sense. So that offends you. So fucking what? Because let me tell you what I will always be is a black woman. I breathe black. I speak about black. I am black. No matter how much you like me and say, oh, she's so cute, and you feel like I am not, or I blur the lines, or I am not offensive to your sensibilities because I don't come off as black as you think, in the regular black that you associate with being black. Let me tell you something. I'm blacker than a lot of them. Don't let the light skin fool you. And if you ever come to me talking about I am race baiting, you need to go on and move on. If you don't like when I talk about things in reference to being a black person, you need to move on. No, I don't talk about it all the time, but it is a part of me, and I have every right to speak on it. So if it offends you, if you feel it's negative, sucks to be you, and I don't care if you don't, and you don't have to watch me. You don't have to, unsubscribe, don't watch, do whatever fuck you need to, because every day of my life I am black, and my experience and other black people's experience and other people of color's experience you can't understand or relate to, so of course it's going to offend you when we speak of it, because then it means that you have to face the fact that the shit still exists. All right, so that's it. I'm jumping off that. I'm jumping off of that one, but I'm making that very clear to you all. So if I'm talking about things like that, trust me, I will not say. The only reason why I took it down was because I know how some people can be, and they'll report you and try to get your shit shut down, based on they're going to say that I'm race baiting and things. So if you think that I'm race baiting now, fuck it, shut me down. I don't give a fuck no more. It is what it is. But the reality is in order to be offended by something that I said immediately on a visceral level, that means that there's somewhere in your space that I hit on something that made you say ooh to yourself, made you see yourself in those comments. Just think about that. All right, y'all. So I'm done with this unedited LuuLuu. I'm going to post it up. Let me finish putting on did I put this on already? I think I did. Yeah, I did. I'm going to finish putting on my skincare for the day. And you all have a fabulous day. And happy Monday. I will go live later on. I'm sure somebody will have something to say to me then. All right, y'all. Have a great day.